Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest and greatest pay-per-view for the greatest professional wrestling organization in the world in Birmingham, Alabama, the JWF. I am one half of your commentating team, Silver Spoon, joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend. It is Captain Tibbs.
And I'm back, motherfuckers! This is Tibbs version 2.0. Let's go!
Let me tell you something, Tibbs. You have put together a hell of a pay-per-view, starting off with this match. A street fight featuring this man, Clint Clouds, taking on Scott Moore. Now, Clint looks excited, Clint looks ready, but I don't think Clint looks too serious going into this match. What do you think, Tibbs?
I think that man is wearing a cloud. He has come. Draped in nothing but cumulonimbus. And I do not understand what's going on.
A very, very glitchy cloud. I'm not really sure how this works. I think what happened is before the match, Clint and his the clan of the VWO, the clan of the Cloudsmen, have somehow sent a lot of hallucinogenic vape in, making us all believe that he has come out draped in clouds. What do you think Clint's chances are today against Scott Moore?
I think if this was a damn dancing competition, dancing with the clouds, I think he'd win. But this ain't. It's a wrestling competition. They're gonna beat the shit out of each other.
Exactly, and he's gonna have to face off against this man, Scott Moore, a man who Clint has slighted in recent weeks, defeating him, fighting his son. Clint has done everything he can to try to destroy the Moore family, and I think Scott Moore is looking for retribution today. And let me tell you something, in a street fight, we've said it before, a man who's angry, a man who's seeking revenge, he does not need to go into a wrestling match because he may lose, but in my opinion, a man who is seeking revenge will always find victory in a street fight. He will always find that violence that he so sorely needs.
And if not, then they'll probably find a kendo stick to the knees.
All right. Of course, this match started when at last month's Summerfest pay-per-view, when Clint turned on Scott Moore. They were actually tag team partners. Clint turning on him and joining with his sons, the VWO, and looks like the match is about to begin. And oh, Clint just immediately leaving the ring. He wants nothing of this fight.
I told you, Clint Clouds came out, he's dancing like he was on a competition. Like he's dancing with the stars.
And it looks like Scott Moore might be seeing stars right now after these multiple chair attacks from Clint Clouds. I mean, I'll tell you something. I think in a match like this, I think Clint knew that in a pure wrestling match, there was no way he could outsmart, that he could defeat Scott Moore. Ooh, and a big right hand from Scott Moore sends Clint to the ground.
Boop.
Now, when you're in a street fight like this, Tibbs, I mean, does it behoove you at all to attempt to even engage in any type of wrestling, or do you just go into the world of immediately trying to destroy your partner?
Oh my, yes. It doesn't matter. You're in a street fight. All bets are off. You can do whatever they want.
Ooh, suplexing Scott Moore onto that steel chair. My God.
You go under the ring, you grab whatever you can find that's big and heavy, and you just start going to town on the other guy. That's what a Tibbs street fight is. These guys, take that monitor.
Clint Clouds going for a big choke slam. Oh, putting Scott Moore's body right down onto that steel chair. You know that cannot feel good, Tibbs.
No, you don't go into a street fight hoping things will feel good, Sills.
I'll tell you that right now. Oh, but Scott Moore, sending Clint Cloud's face right into that computer monitor. Those things are not cheap, my friend.
Nope. Good thing they're not real.
All right, and it looks like, Clint Clouds, looks like Scott Moore was mounting a comeback for a minute there, but Clint Clouds with a big flying clothesline, and now, ooh, back to the chair.
Just endless shot after shot after shots.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that one song.
Right to the knees.
With shots.
Right to the knees of Scott Moore as well. Let me tell you something. When you got big men like this, the knees are the most important part of what they have. It's what keeps them up. It's what keeps them standing. If you take out the base of a beast, you take out the beast, and I think that's what Clint Clouds is going for. Mm-hmm. Looks like he's setting up a table. Who knows what he's going for here?
Clint's got the table.
All right. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication or something there, but Scott was going for a big boot when Clint reverses, but Scott reverses of his own, sending Scott right into that big old table in the middle of the ring.
Just sliding the table all over, everywhere. It's like it's greased up in that ring.
Of course, our rings are, I thought Scott Moore was destined to go through that table after that big back body drop. Let's see what Clint's going for here. Ooh, was going for a big boot. Scott runs around him. Ooh, Clint looked like he was angry, going for a clothesline, but Scott ducks out of the way. Now, let me tell you something. When you get hung on that top rope, it does not feel good. Your neck slamming against that rope, it does not feel good, Tibbs.
No, not at all. And you have to hand it to Scott Moore, getting out of the way of those vicious attacks by Clint Clouds.
All right, and it looks like Scott Moore's tuckered himself out a little bit after this vicious match. Unfortunately, at a time like this, you cannot rest. He gave Clint time to actually climb up, but, is he going for it? Oh, looks like he was going for a big pop of power bomb, but Clint reversed into a beautiful arm drag, sending Scott clear across the ring.
You really have to hand it to Scott Moore here. He's been through so much.
Whoa! No! These two men are giants. Scott, what are you thinking? No!
Yes!
There's no way
yes!
they're gonna.
Yeah! Oh, it didn't break the table.
Yeah, it looks like that table might have broke Clint's fall a little bit, but I know when you have two men like this. Ooh, quick pin. Clint kicks out.
No, Chippy, restart, do it again.
Now, Tibbs, when you have two men like this, when you have two men who are used to having the size advantage and they have to go against each other, when you have two monsters among men in a ring next to each other, how do you react to this? How do you approach the match differently?
Well, it's the unstoppable object meeting the immovable force.
Exactly, and let me tell you something. I think this is going to be a match for the ages, because these two men, I don't think they've ever been in the ring with somebody who's matched them in size, matched them in speed. These two men are almost equals in this match. Clint taking it to the outside. Maybe he's going to use those chairs again.
You just have to wonder which one's going to break first. Which immovable, unobjectable force is going to snap. And what's going to let the other smackable, swap force object through.
Yeah, I'm telling you, something's got to give between these two men. Something is going to break in one of these two men during this match. Oh, Scott Moore reversing with a big headbutt, tossing Clint into the steel steps. Oh, that cannot feel good for the rib cage of Clint Clouds. A 20-year veteran of the business, Clint Clouds, returning recently to align himself with his sons, the VWO, only to then take on Scott Moore in this a battle of the fathers, if you will, a battle of the father of the former JWF Tag Team Champion Scottye Moore, and of course the father of the VWO, the godfather, if you will, of the entire Clouds clan, Clint Clouds here. Ooh, tossing Scott into that table. All right.
Really.
But Scott returns that little favor with a big right hand. Those fists of Scott Moore are registered lethal weapons, especially in a match like this.
And he knocked Clint Clouds down and out with just one punch.
Oh, and it looks like he's about to get some revenge for those chair shots from earlier in the match. Oh, nope, just tosses the chair down. Okay.
He saw something better. Big old table.
Yeah. Propping it up into the corner. Let me tell you something. If any of those men even get near that table, it's destined to snap in two, which I know you of course, as the owner of the JWF, cannot be happy about one of your some of your products being destroyed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have to pay money for that. Don't break the table.
Clint was just running around the ring randomly, but now he's, was going for a big double axe handle off the top rope. Scott rolls out of the way, delivers a big kick to that chest to Clint Clouds, and it looks like he's going outside looking for some toys to play with.
I wonder what they'll find under there. I
Looks
always
looks like Clint was saying no to that. He's already seen what happens in this match when you bring in those kind of weaponries, and I don't think he wants any part of it.
Well, maybe Captain Tibbs put a little special something down there today. Knowing there was a street fight, but hopefully they'll get to it.
All right, and well, Scott Moore looks like he's guiding Clint Clouds into the steel ring post. Oh, bouncing his head off of it. That cannot feel good for that cranium of Clint Clouds. I mean, with a man who's had several concussions over his career, focusing on the head almost seems like a dirty tactic for Scott Moore, but one that will earn him a victory, I think.
And at this point, Clint Clouds' head is more iron and steel than bone. It's been replaced a few times.
Looks like Clint clotheslining Scott to the outside, picking him back up. What's he going to go for here? Tossing him against our table. Now, of course, we saw last time that it led to... I was going to say last time it led to Scott delivering that big right hand, but it looks like it did again. I think that table may be a bad omen for Clint Clouds.
Please don't break it. Just don't break the tables.
Tossing Scott to the outside. Oh, and I think your wish may not come true, Tibbs.
Oh, son of a bitch.
As Clint sets up that table in the middle of the ring, I think he's just waiting on Scott Moore. It's a game of cat and mouse between these two at this point.
Please don't. Please.
All right, what's he going for? Oh, my God!
No!
The table has been set aflame, even if the table doesn't break, Tibbs. Let me tell you something. That is not going to be good for the warranty on that wooden table.
The hell it will. We're using that for catering next week.
All right. Well, it looks like you're going to be having a hibachi-style catering as, followed up with a big DDT onto that steel chair.
His face just hit the fire.
All right, come on. Now Clint looks like he's dragging him. Well, I was going to say he was going to drag him into those flames, but no, looks like he's taking him into the turnbuckle. What's Clint going to go for here? No. No. This ring has already withstood one superplex. No.
Oh.
Not a big... Oh! Choke slam through the flaming table, going for the pin. 1, 2... He kicked out after a big super choke slam through a flaming table. And it looks like Clint Clouds is not happy about that kick out. What's he going for here?
I don't know, but we've got a medium rare Scott Moore in the ring.
And it looks like he's positioned a chair underneath the head of Scott Moore, only to... Oh! Concerto performed by Clint Clouds. Looks like that's not the only concussion. Clint isn't the only one with concussions in this match.
You have to tenderize the meat before you cook it.
Ooh, tossing him to the outside. I would... Ooh! Well, I think Clint misjudged that one a little bit. Was going for a big senton onto Scott Moore. Jumped a little too far. Now, is that just age? Is that ring rust? What makes you think that would make a veteran like Clint Clouds miss a shot like that?
Oh, it could be any number of factors, Sills. It could be the fact that he just kind of slipped off the ropes, that he misjudged, mistimed. Clint Clouds doesn't have any depth perception. He's never been really great at doing that.
All right. And like we said, any time that those two come near that table, it does not result in good things for Clint Clouds. Clint Clouds keeps wanting to take it to the outside. I think he wants to put Scott Moore through another table, through our announce table, but Scott is saying no. Taking it back into the ring.
And the ring, of course, a battleground.
That big right hand of Scott Moore jacking the jaw of Clint Clouds, but Clint quickly follows it up. I think Scott was going for a pin, and Clint, the wily ring veteran, knew that he had to get out of the way. Going to the outside. Looks like Clint's going to grab something something to continue the attack with. What's he going for here? Oh my God! I think
there it is.
It's time.
There it is.
It's time to play the game of clouds. As Clint Clouds grabs a sledgehammer from the outside of the ring. Looks like Scott Moore.
No, that's not how you use a sledgehammer. That's not how you... Why can't people use sledgehammers?
Now let me tell you something. I think Scott Moore thought better of it. I think Scott Moore actually thought he could take on Clint Clouds with that sledgehammer, duck out of the way, but it did not work. Tossing him. Oh. Clint, be careful. The table is right there. Oh!
Don't break another table.
I was fixing to say, oh! Picking Clint above. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Clint Clouds is not a light man. That just shows the strength of Scott Moore being able to pick Clint above his head in a vicious move.
Now stay away from the tender table. This is Tibbs' tender table here.
Ooh. It looks like he finally... Nope, there it was. I was about to say he finally got to attack Scott Moore near that table, but Scott Moore finally followed it up with that big right hand, and I think Scott Moore is closing in on a victory right now.
Well, Clint Clouds, his face is red, covered in blood. It's a gruesome sight.
All right, he picks him up. Oh! Looks like Scott was about to go for that big right hand. That vicious punch that we've seen has destroyed men throughout this entire... Oh, no.
What?
Clint, what are you doing? Clint, no! The mass of these two men! There's no way! There's no... Oh, my God!
Jimmy!
Let's see it again, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my... The ring has imploded as Scott Moore was superplexed onto those steel chairs that cannot feel good for his back. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the match has to be called here.
My God, somebody get out there and help Shibata.
Well, and it looks like Clint Clouds gets to his feet. We have a victor, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't know if I like it. 1067, 1068, 1060... Oh, hey, didn't see you there. It's your friendly neighborhood Scottye Mo here, and just getting ready for my match later tonight where I will become your new JWF World Heavyweight Champion. But before I do that, I've got a question for you. That's right, you sitting at home in your seat, and every time you turn on the television and you watch the JWF, you just want to know what it's like. You want to know what it's like to step in the ring with the hero of the JWF, or step in the ring with Blake Tanner, the Dylan, any of the Vape World Order. Well, then let me ask you this. Do you think that you're a bad enough dude to claim the JWF World Heavyweight Championship? Well, if you are, then let me recommend you go on over to patreon.com/fightboys. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the only website where you can go to sign up to be part of the JWF roster after a small nominal donation. We all had to do it. You gotta pay your dues, and you're gonna pay your dues over on patreon.com. And you know, the best part about this is the fact that we have it set up to where, depending on how much you donate, we'll know exactly where to put you on our card. If you only donate $1, donate $1 a month over at patreon.com/fightboys, and you are going to be brought in, and you're going to job every day of your life. We're going to put you in there. You're going to be losing to people like Canada Charlie or Rat Boy Konnor. You're going to be losing with the best of them. But if you want to take a step up, if you want to be like Scott Moore, like Clint Clouds, like the VWO, if you want to be in that nice mid-card spot, just donate $5 over at patreon.com/fightboys, and you will be a JWF mid-carder in no time. But if you want to be like me, if you want to be like Scottye Moore, if you want to be like Blake Tanner, Griffin Clouds, the Dylan, if you want to be a champion,
then it's gonna cost more than that. And it's not me. I know. It's Captain Tibbs. We need the money. So if you want to be a champion, just donate $30. $30 over at patreon.com/fightboys, and you could be a JWF champion, like I'll be soon enough. But that's only going to be available to you if you donate over at patreon.com/fightboys. Boys is spelled with a Z. See you there.
Man, Tibbs, let me ask you, do you think it's the best idea to get wrestlers off of Patreon?
Yeah. It's more fun that way.
That is actually how we brought this man into the company. Guy Fieri, of course, donated $30 over on patreon.com, and he became a celebrity champion until, unfortunately, Tibbs, you had to make the difficult decision to disband the entire celebrity division of the JWF. Now, what led to that decision?
I spent all the money.
Fair point. All of that $30 that Guy Fieri donated, and Guy felt slighted. Guy inserted himself into this, the King of the Steel City Tournament, of which we are now seeing the finals. And let me tell you something, Tibbs. How do you feel about Guy Fieri's chances in this? A man who you didn't even expect to be in your tournament.
Well, he's a strong competitor, strong force of will, willing to go out and do whatever the hell he pleases, whatever he damn well pleases, against my ire. He's earned my ire and my respect. And also, I don't have to pay him.
Well, let's see how he fares against this man. It is two kings facing off. It is the Rat Boy, Konnor, the king of the Rat Babies, here facing off against the king of Flavortown. This is a match of royalty.
Oh my Lanta. He's beautiful. He's everything I ever wanted. He's such a good rat king.
So I would assume in this match, do you have a clear favorite? I mean, there are two kings in this ring, but only one will be the king of the Steel City after this 8-man tournament was held by you, Captain Tibbs, to determine who will become the next #1 contender and who will be dubbed the king of the Steel City.
Now I'll have to let you know, I've been firmly behind Rat Boy, the king of the Rat Babies, Konnor, since day damn one.
Of course, Konnor welcoming a new child into the world and hopefully welcoming a new crown onto his head. Backing Guy Fieri up into the corner. Actually, something you don't see in the JWF, actual wrestling. Starting off with a beautiful collar and elbow, but oh, Guy Fieri comes out with a big right hand. Looks like Konnor was trying to argue with the ref, giving Guy Fieri enough time to land these sneak attacks. Guy Fieri,
look at
of
his
course,
cute little tail.
Guy Fieri not against using dastardly tricks to get what he wants, and I think he wants something big, ladies and gentlemen. He wants the JWF World Heavyweight Championship. Oh, but so does Konnor, who hits him with a big back body drop.
Well, as long as I don't have to pay to fix the ring again, we'll be fine.
Of course, our ring crew, #1 in the business, getting our ring right back together, all in the middle of one Patreon plug. And it looks like Guy
Fieri
Fieri...
cost $2,000.
Ooh, oh! I was gonna say, I think Konnor wanted this to be a pure wrestling match, but no. With a big spear sending Fieri to the outside. Now he's climbed to the top turnbuckle and dropping an elbow right into the spine of Guy Fieri. You know that cannot feel good if you are the king of Flavortown.
No, but as the king of the JWF, it must feel great.
One! Oh, looking for an early pin, but of course, I think Guy Fieri needs to be worn down a little bit more than that. Woo! And Konnor with the ultimate strength.
Amazing athleticism, amazing technical wrestling capabilities from Konnor, the Rat King. Exactly what I love about this young man.
Ooh, Konnor jumping over and then follows it up with a big clothesline. And several of those stomps climbing to the top turnbuckle. Ladies and gentlemen, this rat can fly. Ooh, went for a big crossbody.
He's got a beautiful little blue tuft of hair on top. It's like a rat mohawk, a rat hawk, if you will.
He is. That was actually his original name when he was in the. Oh! And look at that big display of rat foo. I think Guy Fieri might be down after that. 1, 2, and a big kick out from Guy Fieri as the master of rat foo looks surprised at this.
You haven't seen a lot of exertion from Guy Fieri. Yeah, he's just getting into some offense now, but for the most part, it's all been Konnor.
Now, as I was saying, he might have just got a little bit of offense, but it was some big offense with that spear. Oh, and it looks like he was going for the snack attack. But no. A big rat attack from Konnor puts down Guy Fieri. 2.
And boom.
Ooh, kicking out of a rat attack.
Guy Fieri is a very resilient competitor. You're going to have to hit him with a lot and keep hitting him over and over and over.
And let me tell you something, though. When he hits the thing you were saying about Guy Fieri, he's not putting in a lot of offense. He's not wasting that tank of energy, because what Guy Fieri does is he waits, and the shots that he does take are some big shots. He does not waste his energy on small moves. He doesn't waste his energy on little punches. He waits. Oh, beautiful spinning moonsault from Konnor. Going for a pin. 1, 2. Oh, and Guy Fieri kicks out.
Konnor is pulling out all the stops on Guy Fieri, but Fieri's resilience is it's amazing.
All right, and is he going for another one? Oh my God, yes! Oh! Taking that claw of his and plunging it into the throat of Fieri. 1, 2. Another?
He kicked out again.
Of one of the most vicious moves in JWF history, the rat attack. Especially
Konnor just inserts those claws into you. He stabs you, literally.
Into the throat, essentially. He stabs you in the throat. What's Fieri going for here? Picking him off the ground. And is he... Oh, that big leg of his coming down on the chest of Konnor. You know that cannot feel good. And it looks like after those rat attacks, Guy Fieri is looking for the snack attack. Putting him down on the ground.
Woof.
Goes for that pinfall. 1, 2. Oh!
He just barely got that shoulder up.
Yeah, let me tell you something. When that move. Oh, it looks like Guy Fieri is raining fists down, busting Konnor open.
Ground and pound.
The ground and pound, which was invented by Guy Fieri. But of course, nothing compared to the rat foo of Konnor. All right, what's Guy going for here? Oh, putting Konnor on the top rope. I hope we reinforce the ring after last match.
Nope.
Because, my God. Oh, sending him down with a huge chokeslam. That was a chokeslam that nearly put out Scottye in the previous match as he went through a flaming table. Now, what's Guy going to go for here?
It just stepped on his face. That's not all right, man.
Now, of course, when you have that size advantage of Guy Fieri, a normal man stepping like that, it might just be considered an insult. But when it's Guy Fieri, that is ultimate pain. Much like that big leg drop, nearly destroying, caving in the chest of Konnor.
Oh, he could have broken his nose. He could have broken his ribs. Connor's gonna look like a real rat now.
All right, going to the top rope. And then, oh, big diving splash. And what's Konnor going to follow it up with? Oh, looks like he was going for a kick, but Guy stopped it. But Konnor, of course, reverses. Ever the reversal master. Tossing Guy into the corner. Big clothesline. And I think it might be time. I think he might be coming up with the rat dive to take out Guy Fieri. Coming down, but oh my God! Oh, a beautiful snack attack catching Konnor coming down off the ropes. Ladies and gentlemen, Konnor may be dead after that.
Konnor, please.
2,
Hit the ropes, Konnor.
3.
Hit the ropes.
No! Gentlemen, we have a king. A new king in the JWF. Oh, that big diving elbow drop. That was the first time we thought that Konnor may have had it. Just sinking that elbow into the spine of Fieri.
Well, here we are. Long live the king.
Of course, he is no longer the mayor of Flavortown. He is not the chancellor of Flavortown, not the viceroy of Flavortown. Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Fieri is here, and Guy Fieri is the king of Flavortown and the king of the Steel City.
Konnor will always be king of my heart.
Alright, celebrate your win, Guy. Celebrate becoming king, because you have something in your future, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a JWF Championship match.
What's up, JWF Universe? It's everybody's favorite JWF commentator, Silver Spoon, is here. And you can tell that Silver Spoon is styling today. Like some of the best professional wrestlers, Silver Spoon knows how to style and profile. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to style and profile yourself, then head on over to merch.alotopurebs.com and check out the Fight Boyz section. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, merch.alotopurebs.com is the only website where you can get the official merchandise for the Fight Boyz. That's right, everyone's favorite professional wrestling podcast, the only podcast where you can hear news about everybody's favorite Birmingham, Alabama-based professional wrestling organization, the JWF. And not only do we have merchandise for the Fight Boyz, we of course have merchandise for all of your favorite JWF professional wrestlers. We got shirts for Momoa Curry, one of the longest reigning JWF champions of all time. We, of course, have shirts for the Scotcho Man, Scott Moore himself. And in addition to that, we got shirts for the VWO. Support our great JWF champion by picking up a VWO shirt. Pick up Scottye Moore's brand new Heroes Never Die shirt. It's all available to you over at merch.alotopurebs.com. Just click in that Fight Boyz section, find you something you like, and get yourself a shirt. I'm Silver Spoon, and I approve this message.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to find out who Guy Fieri is going to be facing with that #1 contendership, because it is time for our main event of the evening, a fatal 4-way match featuring this man, Blake Tanner. Now, Tibbs, let me tell you something. An absolute stroke of genius, putting Griffin Clouds in this match, making him face off against 3 men who could easily be considered some of his greatest rivals. Now, what inspired you to do this?
I would have to say, Sills, this is one of my greatest moments. I had to play the field. I had to make everybody think that I wasn't who I was, that Captain Tibbs had gone crazy, but in reality, I'm just as sane as ever. I knew that Blake Tanner had an opportunity. I knew that he could beat Griffin Clouds. I knew that Scottye Moore had an opportunity. I knew that he could beat Griffin Clouds. And I knew that crazy son of a bitch, the Dylan, he could beat anybody on any day. And so I put them all into a stew, and I stirred him up. I stirred him up good over these last few weeks, Sills. And now we're gonna watch.
That's right, 4 of the most volatile personalities in the JWF coming together to face off in this match for the JWF World Heavyweight Championship.
Especially with this young man, I had to make him mad. Had to make him want that championship. Proud moments here. And here, the other boys, they all have their own reasons.
The so-called anti-underdog, Blake Tanner, is here. But here's hoping that he's got it in him to face off against this man. The man he took the JWF Championship from not 1 month ago at the Summerfest pay-per-view. It is the Dylan, and it looks like he is here on a mission. A mission to take back what is his, a mission to take back the JWF World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, the Dylan has been on a warpath for these many weeks, and all I had to do to get him down this way was to just give him a little nudge, and the VWO did the rest. And now he's at the top of his game. Now he's gonna give us one of the greatest dick-punching festivals of extravagance I've ever seen.
So what you're telling me, Tibbs, is that this was all constructed by you. You created this fatal four-way. The personalities, the men attacking each other. You were in control the entire time.
You don't get to be in this position and as the head booker for one of the best damn Southern Wrestling League by playing it easy and playing it safe, Sills.
And let me tell you something, one man who does not take it easy, one man who doesn't play it safe, it is this man, Scottye Moore. A man who, I think, more than anyone else, has the biggest reason to fight in this match after what Griffin Clouds has done to his family in recent weeks. After what Griffin Clouds did to Blake Tanner, did to Scott Moore, did to everyone. This man is here, and this man is on a warpath. And of course, he is wearing the brand new Heroes Never Die shirt, which of course I mentioned during our merchandise plug right a few minutes ago. That's all available over at merch.load Pure BS, ladies and gentlemen. It actually looks like Scottye's sporting a new tattoo on that arm, the Heroes Never Die logo. Because I think if Scottye knows one thing, is that he is the hero of the JWF, and he knows that this hero will never die.
So now that Scottye Moore's in the ring, now that his story and Blake Tanner's story and the Dylan story are all about to converge on this man here.
The current JWF World Heavyweight Championship, the leader of the VWO, the Vape Master General. It is Griffin Clouds.
He's taking his time. He's coming down to the ring. Maybe a little bit of fear, a little trepidation. That's exactly what Griffin needs to be feeling right now.
Now, Tibbs, let me ask you this. You, of course, you started this by infiltrating the VWO, by getting amongst Griffin's ranks, only to flip the script on him and thrust him into this fatal four-way match. Now, do you have something against Griffin Clouds, against the VWO? I know as the owner of the JWF, you're supposed to seem partial, but I mean, just between friends here.
I'm impartial up until the point where these chuckle nuts tried to take over my damn company, which is something that the Tibbs will not abide.
I'll tell you that. So, I mean, you have stacked the deck against Griffin Clouds tonight. He is facing three of the most vicious competitors in JWF history. Three men who put on one of the greatest matches in pay-per-view history at last month's Summerfest pay-per-view. I mean, so you're telling me you purposefully did this. You want to end this man's championship reign.
Exactly, Silv. I have been against the VWO from day damn one. They've been using dirty tactics. They've been trying to lie, cheat, and steal their way to the top of my company, and I cannot let that slide. I cannot let my rat championship be held in the hands of a rat bastard like Griffin Clouds.
Well, let's see who can pry it away from those hands of his. In this fatal four-way match, Blake Tanner prepping as Dylan just looks on, arrogant before this match. Ooh, and a big jumping clothesline from Blake Tanner sends Griffin Clouds to the ground as the Dylan tosses Scottye Moore to the outside. Now, who are you favoring in this match right now, Tibbs?
Oh, I don't know. Blake Tanner, Scottye Moore, the Dylan. Even Griffin Clouds could come out and pull something dirty from this one, but if you just look at how vicious Blake Tanner and the Dylan started out their offense, but now Blake's on the outside. Dylan is taking it to Scottye Moore. It's madness, utter, complete chaos, and there is no tenderness here.
Very little tenderness is being shown on this, the Little Tenderness pay-per-view, right here on the BS Network YouTube channel. Looks like Griffin tossing Blake back into the ring. He realizes there's only one place he can get a pinfall, and that is inside of this JWF ring. But, oh, Blake Tanner wants to keep it on the outside, spearing Griffin out onto that cold, unforgiving floor. Looks like Blake's climbing to the top rope. I think he was going to dive on Griffin, but Griffin runs back in the ring. But, oh! Blake follows it up with a big drop kick. Meanwhile, on the outside, it looks like Scottye Moore taking it to the Dylan, raining fists down onto the face of the former champion. Now, let me tell you something, Tibbs. I know you were trying to get all of these men riled up, all of these men aggressive towards Griffin Clouds, but I, in all honesty, think that Dylan and Scottye Moore have something more personal between them. But they're working it out right here in this fatal four-way. But, oh! If you look at the background, you saw Blake Tanner hit a big BDT right there on Griffin Clouds, tossing him against the guardrail.
If there's anything that couldn't have come together more perfectly, it's the fact that these four men each have their own reasons to go up against each other.
Exactly. I mean, even the BS, the former tag team champions of Blake Tanner and Scottye Moore, I think those two would be at each other's throats over the JWF World Heavyweight Championship.
Sometimes friendship and competition can go hand in hand.
Exactly.
That's what I like about the BS. They'll take it, they'll give 100% against each other.
And what's Blake Tanner going for here? He's got Griffin Clouds, but oh! Spearing Griffin through that metal guardrail, taking him down.
I think they just crushed an audience member.
And it looks like the crowd chanting, "This is awesome," and I could not agree more, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, Scottye Moore with a big Luthez press, raining fists down onto the face of the Dylan, and it looks like the BS boys, well, at least for right now, are working together to take out the Dylan. But Dylan, I was going to say hit a slam on Blake Tanner, but Blake follows it up with a big back suplex, taking apart our table.
Not again.
Now, of course, this table was not exactly good luck for Clint Clouds in his match against Scott Moore earlier. But who knows? Maybe Blake Tanner can do something decent with it.
Please no, not my tables.
All right, and it looks like the BS are together, and they're going to try to take out the Dylan. But big arm drag, throwing Blake Tanner onto that monitor, and then gut buster from the Dylan. Meanwhile, it looks like Scottye Moore is back there taking care of Griffin Clouds. I think these boys know one thing, that Griffin Clouds needs to stay on the ground, but Scottye Moore's ribs being tossed against that metal steps on the outside.
It's a very, very good tactic trying to keep Griffin Clouds down, but he can, it shows that, even he can still get up, and he can still bring it. He is a great competitor on his own, but he relies too much on his family.
Exactly. Now, would you say he is someone who deserves to be the champion? Is he someone who has earned it? Or do you think...
If he was a man that relied on his own wrestling prowess, if he was a man that trusted in himself, a man that relied on his own instincts instead of a game of numbers, then perhaps... But not as he is now. He is just a little vape boy.
Of course. It looks like Blake Tanner on the outside of the ring, going after the Dylan and Griffin Clouds. I think Blake Tanner is in the lion's den right now with Griffin Clouds, the man who stole the JWF title away from him. And, of course, the Dylan, the man he stole the JWF title from. Wait, what's Blake Tanner going for here? Climbing to the top rope with Griffin, but no. No, Blake! No! Suplexing. Let's see it one more time. Griffin Clouds to the outside. I think Blake Tanner, more than anything else, wants to destroy Griffin Clouds in this match. I think Blake Tanner has a vendetta against this man.
Griffin Clouds, of course, the reason that the BS lost their tag team championships. Griffin Clouds, the reason that Blake Tanner lost so much in these last few weeks. Tried to keep him out of the championship picture.
Oh, wait, going for a quick pin. 1, 2. Oh, and it looks like Griffin Cloud's kicked out. I think Dylan's bleeding on the outside after a DDT from Scottye Moore.
Ooh. He barely got that shoulder up, Griffin Cloud. It goes to show just how much the rest of these men have been taking it to Griffin.
Exactly, within a fraction of the inch. Oh, looks like a big dick handle slam coming from the Dylan.
Dylan
looks like
trying to steal it, trying to steal one away.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, I think he was about to set Blake Tanner up for that sick dick kick, but Scottye Moore interfered, tossing his best friend. Oh! And a big SMG from Scottye Moore sends Dylan to the ground. You know that can't feel good on that bloodied skull of the Dylan.
There's blood, guts, sweat, and tears all strewn about this ring tonight, Silves, and that's everything that I ever wanted.
Something that, oh, big DDT from Scottye Moore onto Griffin Clouds. Meanwhile, picking Dylan up. What's he going for now? Oh, beautiful slam. Of course, a lot of people think Scottye Moore is a brawler, a man who mostly uses his fists and his kicks. He's known for what he calls his Steel City kicks. But of course, let it not be known that he is a technical wrestler. Oh! And let it be shown right there just how skilled Scottye Moore is, able to jump up, hit that SMG on Blake Tanner, who was flying through the air, and follows it up with a big suplex onto the Dylan. Oh, and it looks like he was setting up for another SMG, but thinking quickly, Griffin Clouds tosses him to the outside. I think when you see someone who's a dangerous, a cherry bomb like Scottye Moore, you need to get them out of that ring because that's where they're going to be the least dangerous. All right, Blake Tanner. Looks like Blake Tanner focusing on Griffin Clouds again. Tossing him into the ropes. Dropping down. Oh, and a little bit of tag team action. Scottye Moore picking Griffin off of that toss by Blake Tanner into a suplex.
It's just turned into complete and utter chaos in here.
What's Scottye? Oh my God!
Running right across the ring, kicking Griffin Clouds in the face.
That Steel City kick, punting Griffin Clouds' face, bloodying the face of our champion. And I think Scottye Moore is setting up for victory right now, climbing to the top rope, picking Dylan up onto his shoulders. My God, look at the strength of Scottye Moore, delivering a, rolling senton, taking out the Dylan. All right, what's he going for here? Climbing to the top rope. I don't think he knew that Griffin Clouds was right there, readying to knock him down, and Griffin is celebrating right now in the ring.
Scottye Moore landing on the Dylan in a heap outside.
Exactly. It's just a mass of humanity outside after everything that's gone down in this match. And then, there it is. That big stomp of Blake Tanner, the move that won him the JWF title. And it looks like Scottye Moore was trying to toss him out of the ring because he knows how dangerous that move is. But Blake Tanner has an answer for everything his best friend seems to throw at him.
And Blake Tanner and Scottye Moore fighting over who should pin Griffin Clouds. Allowed Griffin the time to get up, and now Griffin Clouds and the Dylan have taken out the BS. Oh, it's crazy.
Now, I mean, the Dylan has been a worthy competitor in the past, but we've seen in recent weeks just how vicious and horrifying of a man he could be. In my opinion, these two men in the ring right now are the worst case scenario for the JWF. You have Griffin Clouds, the man who wants to own this company, the man who wants to control it, and of course the Dylan, the man who wants to burn it to the ground. It looks like he's going... Oh, a big moonsault from Griffin. Meanwhile, what's Blake Tanner going for? Oh my God! Almost, it looks like he was trying to one-up Griffin Clouds.
Boom!
Saying as much as you like that senton, here's a moonsault for you, Cloud Boy.
I'm not even mad that killed the table. Blake Tanner knows who his greatest opponent is in this ring. He knew that he had to keep Scottye Moore down with the biggest move in his arsenal. And what...
Oh, looks like he was going for a suplex on Griffin Clouds, perhaps a bridging one, going for a pin. But Griffin quickly hits an arm drag, takes him out of it. Meanwhile, Scottye looks to have got up to his feet back on the outside, coming back in. Now, do you think, would the alliance of the BS even stand after this? Would these men even think to fight each other after being put through a table with that big moonsault?
I don't know. We've seen their friendship withstand a lot, and I think these two men respect what great competitors each other are.
All right.
I think they know that they have to pull out all the stops against each other.
Oh, and it looks like the BS boys are going crazy. SMG from Scottye Moore as Blake Tanner hits a big drop kick after just a train of European uppercuts. It looks like Scottye Moore tossing his best friend to the outside. Following it up with a suplex back in. Ooh, from the outside looking in. Scottye Moore is here, and it looks like he is trying to destroy his best friend. I think the BS, if anything, I think they think that the most dangerous men in this match are each other. And they know they got to take each other out if they have any chance of winning this one.
You know, you've got to focus on the Dylan. You've got to keep him from running amok.
Wait. Looks like Scottye going for a pin off a big power bomb, but Dylan kicks out at 2.
Dylan, of course, he's a tall man, a powerful man. All he has to do is turn those powerful legs of his, and he can kick out of almost anything.
That's right, and it looks like I think Griffin Clouds was about to try to fake out Scottye Moore, but is Scottye going for that Steel City kick? But wait, looks like Blake Tanner interrupted, was going for a bee sting, but Griffin Clouds is there. These men are all trying to hit their most devastating moves. But Griffin's not. Oh my God!
Undervapor!
The Undervapor! The most vicious move in JWF history, the Undervapor. And I think Scottye Moore knew how vicious that move was, as he immediately punched Griffin, taking him away from Blake Tanner, who was just crawling to the ropes looking for some safety after his head was just thrown into the mat like that.
Now, I don't think any of these men know where they are anymore. They've all taken some stiff hits. There's blood draining into their faces. Oh, Griffin Clouds rolling out of the ring.
Rolling out of the ring, looking for some sort of safety. I think he knows that Blake Tanner is a man incensed now. A man angry. A man... Oh! Looks like he went for a big... Was that a spinning headbutt almost?
Except he hit him in the dick. Apropos for Dylan.
A little bit of revenge. A dick revenge, if you will. And here it is! On his best friend, the Bee Sting! Crawling over, going for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Oh, kicking out at the last minute, but I don't think Blake Tanner sees what's behind him. 7 feet of fury in the form of the Dylan.
The Dylan was just waiting for his moment. He was calm, calculating.
And it looks like that calculation is going to lead to one of the most vicious moves in his arsenal. That's sick. Dick. Kick!
Whoa!
Oh, that could not feel good on the little bees. Going for that pinfall. 1, but Scottye Moore gets it at the last moment. But for his troubles. Oh, an Undervapor from Griffin Clouds. 1, 2. Oh, and Dylan helps him out. Now, of course, Scottye Moore, the only man in JWF history to have kicked out of the Undervapor. After a match like this, though, I think that might have spelled the end for the man known as the S, Scottye Moore.
Oh, you could tell the Dylan came in. He's been hovering over some of these kickouts. He's been hovering over these pin attempts. He's been just waiting to see until that last second to see if he had to break it up. That's something about the Dylan and his nature. Just watching and waiting until his time to strike.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. If you're watching that pin, if you see a man who's about to be pinned and he does not kick out, Dylan knows that if he can just pin him a few minutes later, that might spell victory for him. It's an interesting tactic from the Dylan, who looks to be facing off against Griffin Clouds, punching him as he climbs to that top rope. Now, unfortunately, it looks like he's showing off to the crowd instead of trying to capitalize on any of this. that is one thing about the Dylan is the ego. The ego of him has allowed him to...
And-
oh! It's distracted him just like that. Just long enough for Blake Tanner to run into the ring, knocking him to the outside.
Something we know about Blake Tanner, he loves to take those opportunities, those actions.
Just like that action right there. Jumping to the outside, hitting Griffin Clouds with a big drop kick and tossing him into the ring.
Never turn your back for a second.
That's right, especially against these men. The BS, the ultimate opportunity takers. Scottye Moore looks like he's tossing Blake Tanner to the outside, and a big punch sends his best friend out onto the ground.
None of these men know when to quit, and that's amazing. We might be here all night, Silves.
That's right. Caught that foot, follows up with a big clothesline, runs into the ring. I think Griffin Clouds is dazed. He hasn't moved in moments. And what's he going to go for here? Looks like he's going to pick up Griffin. And I think this may be it for Griffin Clouds. All Blake Tanner has to do, hit one bee sting, hit one of those big stomps. And that might be it. And we may have a new JWF champion, ladies and gentlemen.
We will have to see Blake Tanner now on the ground, outside, taking stomps from the Dylan. Meanwhile, Griffin Clouds is working Scottye Moore over.
That's right. Looks like the BS, they're trying their best to defend the JWF, defend its honor. But I don't know if it's going to be the best for right now. Big roll-up from Blake Tanner. But Scottye Moore gets it out at the last moment. Leading to a big spinning forearm from Blake Tanner. And a cutter from the Dylan sends Blake Tanner onto the ground. This might be it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God! Blake Tanner kicks out at one off of that.
The bee would not abide.
I'm telling you, these men are showing some amazing resilience in this match. And it looks like Griffin Clouds taking it to the Dylan.
Yes, here we are again. The BS are outside. The Dylan is getting just manhandled by Griffin Clouds, and now the tables have turned.
But of course, a man who I don't think we've ever seen Griffin Clouds defeat, a man who I don't think we've ever seen Griffin Clouds defeat in one-on-one action is the Dylan. So I don't even know if Dylan could be put down by any of Griffin's tactics. Who knows?
Interesting. What?
Oh my God! Oh my God! A second under vapor! And Blake Tanner climb into that top rope.
What's he gonna do?
It wasn't. It looked like he was trying to dive, and it at least got Griffin Clouds away from his best friend long enough for Scottye to hit a big diving senton. Meanwhile, Blake Tanner climbing in the ring, looks like he was about to try to attack his best friend off that top rope, toss him off, when suddenly a big kick from Scottye sends Blake Tanner down, and working over that knee of Blake. And it's shades of Summerfest right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we have...
Yes.
What's going on with Blake and Scottye? Blake was on his feet, now on the ground, now on his feet. My God! But wait! Looks like this magic will not work on Blake Tanner, who hits a big flip, was trying to hit a BDT until the Dylan attacks him. I was going to say shades of Summerfest, where we saw these three men face off against each other. Meanwhile, looks like Griffin Clouds has got the Dylan in the ring. The BS boys are focused on fighting each other right now. They're not paying attention as Griffin goes for a pin on 1, 2, 3. What?
The BS were too busy fighting each other. They spent this whole match, working over Griffin Clouds and the Dylan. But then as soon as they started to fight each other, they left it open for Griffin Clouds.
Look at all of the abuse Griffin Clouds took during that match. The suplex to the outside, the spear through the barricade, only for him to follow it up with a big neck breaker on the Dylan and getting that 1, 2, 3. Let me tell you something. If I were the Dylan, I would be embarrassed right now to be put down with such a move.
I told you so.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have a new retaining JWF champion in the form of Griffin Clouds. A lot of people, including myself, including you, Tibbs, they said They said Griffin couldn't do it. They said he was a paper champion. But Griffin Clouds has the title, and I think he's here to keep it.
Griffin Clouds, I said he could be a contender if he didn't rely on his family so much. And I think you finally saw him, for the first time in his life, have to work by himself.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this has been the Little Tenderness pay-per-view. We have a new #1 contender in the form of Guy Fieri, the new king of the Steel City. We have a damaged, broken Scott Moore, who's been taken to a local medical facility after that horrifying match against Clint Clouds earlier. And we have learned one thing. Griffin Clouds is no paper champion. Griffin Clouds has earned his keep at the top of the JWF, but who knows what's going to be next for him. But to find out, you're going to have to turn into next week's episode of JWF War, which can only be found on the Fight Boyz podcast. Fight Boyz is spelled with a Z. Find it on iTunes or wherever all great podcasts are found. For Captain Tibbs, I'm Silver Spoon, and we will see you next time.